Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Got the Blazer on the lift. Look outside. We got a beautiful... Oh, no, it's terrible. It's terrible outside. It's pouring down rain. Like I said, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. We got the Blazer up on the lift. We got a Buick that needs a wire harness and has for a couple months. Just working on it. Thought it was going to be one of those ones where you could just unplug it from under the dash, like into a, fuse box down there. No. The one that burnt, that goes the whole way back to all the wheel sensors up over the headliner under the seats. Whole interior basically has to come out. And then we have a donor car, which is great, except for I have to do all those same things again. So that's happening. I must confess to you guys, I was going to actually do, you can see my tripod right there. I'm doing a video on the Blazer. It's getting a bunch of new front end parts. I am feeling a little bit under the weather. So I decided I didn't really feel like tinkering in the garage all day to get this video out to you. So that one will be coming up. What we are going to do is I've been keeping a secret from you guys anyways. And today I'm gonna tell you what the secret is. And that is we are expanding here at the garage big time as far as shop size. I've got a bunch of big plans. And then the other one I got is a new car. You've seen it. Some of you people know what it is. It's been in the background. I'm just going to give you the full story on it right now. It's not a project car. It's not a rebuild, but it's pretty cool. So I think we'll start with the car and then we'll talk about the shop. All right. So this new car that I'm talking about is this Pacifica minivan. This is a 2022, brand new, door slide open, loaded up, beautiful. Oh, you know what? I meant to talk about the Corvette. All right. We're going to talk about the Corvette. Here, sitting in the garage, and you've seen it in a couple different videos, is a 2013 Grand Sport. This was my dad's car, and we brought it back from Colorado to here. If you haven't followed along, my dad passed away about just a little over a year ago. And this was his car. He loved Corvettes. Had like 40 of them throughout the years. And so we inherited this one. Now, this is not just mine. I know it's a little confusing for you guys. You don't see everybody on the channel, but I have two brothers and one sister. Lance, you see obviously all the time on the channel. The other ones are busy doing other things, so you just don't, we don't do as many videos with them. But the three brothers, luckily, we all live within 5 minutes of each other, so that's really easy. Then my sister lives in California. We're in Pennsylvania, so that's about as far away as you can get. Anyways, the three brothers are splitting this car. It's just going to sit in the garage, and if anybody wants to drive anything like that, that's fine. But it's not anybody's car specifically. We're just splitting it between the three of us. Now, don't worry, we didn't leave my sister out of this whole thing completely. My dad had a Studebaker, and the Studebaker went out to California with her. So technically, we're all four of us splitting all the cars, but the people in California and Pennsylvania can't use the cars that are 3,000 miles apart very easily. So luckily, we all get along really well, and it's going to work out great. And I'm really happy that we could do it this way. So anyways, this car is not going to be something, I'll show you around it and everything like that, but it is not going to be a car or a project or anything like that on the channel. It is kind of going to sit in the garage, and we'll drive it whenever we want. And it is definitely a driver. It's not perfect by any means. It had been in an accident at some point. It's got clear title, but it had been in an accident at some point prior to my dad owning it. And there's some things like that you notice from that. But otherwise, we're just going to keep this car in the family and take some time and enjoy it. Now, it does need a few things. While this car is not going to be a main part of the channel, it's not even really a car on the channel. It's just going to be in the background. I may make a video here or there. One of them, it needs a harmonic balancer. These LS3s, pretty popular for needing a harmonic balancer. She's wobbling in there pretty good. Now, I made the whole 2,000 miles from Colorado to Pennsylvania with no problems, but it's going to need that pretty soon. We already did new brakes and rotors the whole way around on it, and it needed a fuel tank recall or extended warranty from GM, and it was getting a fuel smell. They did that under extended warranty, so that's no problem. The car only has 26,000 miles on it. She is stock the entire way around, no modifications other than does have a hooker exhaust on it. It's decently loud, but I don't consider it to be crazy at all. Interior is all pretty much original. Now, it was a California car, and they could have stood to condition the seats a little bit more when it was in California before my dad bought it, because they're just a little bit dry, but otherwise, nice clean interior, no issues there. And there's a few paint chips and things around it that we will probably get taken care of. But that's the deal on the Corvette that you've been seeing in the background. Now I will give you a little startup because she does sound pretty good. And then in the back here, we have actually our new harmonic balancer. And we got the, let me see what brand it is. Kind of forgot. The Power Bond. So that should eliminate any of the issues that the factory LS3s have. So hopefully we'll have no issues with that once we get that done. Now, I do know that that's a pretty intense job. Now, one of the issues is I would like to have a dedicated spot for this car, and we have fully run out of space on the property here right now. Like, we have cars everywhere, and it's a big problem. So that's going to take us to the next part of the video. Now that we got the Corvette done, we're taking a walk back outside in the rain, and I'm going to show you what we're thinking for the garage out here. As you can see, we are completely out of space. People have noticed that. We got that whole parking area up there completely filled, the one at the top of the driveway completely filled, and then all of this stuff down here. So we need to do something to get a little bit more space around here. We were going to use the box truck as a storage area for parts, and we might still use it somewhat. Still in the middle of an engine swap on it. But like the Tesla can't even get parked inside because there's never a spot for it. Which, by the way, I need to make a video on it too, because it tries to kill you about every time you drive it. If you look at this garage, nice 3 bays, and then there's an apartment out back, but there is 3 bays out here. You see us working in here all the time. What we want to do is, you see how that has an extension over there? Match that same extension, 12, 14 feet, whatever, a full nice wide garage width out here. Match it to the same roof so it comes out, and basically now these points will be centered in the garage. So we'll get another whole bay out here. And then take the roof. You can see this is our whole nasty junk storage area. That's a good Duramax frame if anybody wants one. Take it up there, and then you can see the apartment back there. But anyways, that roof line will come down at an angle and not match up with the back of it. So you won't be able to see it. It'll look a little funny if you were around the back, but it'll give us extra height, extra width, and it'll be the length of that whole side of the building. The contractors are already called. We are on the schedule for this building and another building. I'm going to show you that in a minute. We do need to get this area excavated and things like that. I will do a couple videos on this process. It's going to be coming up fairly soon, not this week or anything, but it'll be soon as contractors get out here. Contractors are busy and it's tough, so we got to get this area excavated and get the foundation, that type of stuff done. But then we would move the lift or get another lift, put it over here. We would have, trying to think on the height that we talked about, I think 14 feet of height. Right now we do have a lift in here. If you haven't followed along with the channel, we do have a lift in here, but this is only a 9.5 foot ceiling, I believe. So on a Blazer or something like that, you can see we're almost about 2 inches away from the garage door opener there. I couldn't get the next locks in the lift there to get it up one more, a couple more inches there, but still better than nothing. But having one where you can actually walk under it will make a big difference. Now, if it's a low profile car, something like when we had the Porsche, you could pretty much walk under that, even in this garage, but this will make all the difference in the world. Now, we will have to do something else with these stairs. We're not exactly sure what yet, because obviously it'll be open all the way in here, and we don't really have the width for the stairs to be inside. So we'll do something with those. We're not sure exactly what. Right up there right now is just like parts storage attic area, but hopefully someday we're going to make it into a man cave. There's actually enough height to stand up and everything up there. So that's kind of the idea for down the road. So this new bay will fix all of our, for now, because you always need more space, but for now that'll fix all of our height and just general working space issues when we're actually working on a car. But like I said, we got all this stuff out here. We got so many parts. We got a whole lot of junk cars, because when we do these rebuilds, we always pretty much buy 2 cars. Like that Buick right there, we rebuild another one, and that one's just the parts for it. It's the cheapest way to do it. It's the best way to do it, but you end up with a ton of stuff. And we're trying, admittedly, like I make jokes about it, but we're not trying to bring down like the neighborhood values completely and create like a whole junkyard, or at least not a visible one. So I'll show you the plans for the next part of this process. Now, welcome to the junkyard. All right, so this is our what we call the junkyard. Now, not all the cars here are junk, but most of them are. So like I mentioned, that Buick down there that's getting a new wire harness, that's the Buick that's going to be used for it. And then we had another Buick from another time that the wire harness is already gone. We rebuilt a Hyundai Tucson, used that car for that. Rebuilt a Fiesta, had a car, that's the parts car from it. So they're all over, all right? But this is not the best looking thing. And then up here we got the camper, actually, which I need to do a video on at some point because we never finished that series, and frankly it's still not done, and it kind of blew apart on the highway. So maybe we're not the best camper rebuilders in the world. That's where whenever we get a car delivered, it's a nice flat spot right along the road they can pull in really easy. So that part is awesome. And at one point in the past, there was a building here. You can see that wall. That's why the wall in this whole area is here. Had garage access, I think, up top above it. And this place, this was prior to Lance buying this property, but they had a fire. It burnt down. And even when it was built, it was too close to the road. So they wouldn't allow them to rebuild it. And so that's why actually the garage down at the house got built. Anyways, we would like to do something that looks a little bit better than all of these cars and all of these parts. So luckily we got 50 feet from here over to there. And then 30 feet back, they're going to put just a basic, no insulation. I don't even think there's going to be any windows. Maybe 2 windows or something like that. But very basic pole building just for storage as of right now. Maybe someday it could be a shop up here, but for now it's just going to be a storage area for all of these cars, all of these parts, and all the stuff that we get ourselves into. It will probably start, like the 30 feet will start probably right around the beginning of this Chevy Sonic, and then 30 feet, let's see here, so backing up. Hey! Huh. All right, we're going to take those back down to the house. I don't know who did that. Was that me? I don't know. 30 feet's probably in this area right here. So the beginning of around the mirror of the truck, I would guess. Maybe a little bit further out, but halfway up the trailer. Probably halfway up the trailer. So anyways, you got enough space to come down if you're driving a car to turn it in, park it in there, and then we'll have shelving and stuff for all of the parts that we've removed from vehicles. Now, one of the things I mentioned is the Corvette does not have its own dedicated garage space, which is kind of what we'd like. So I have an idea for that. I haven't fully decided what we're going to do, but since we're talking about garages, I might as well show you what I'm thinking for it. Now, it's not here at this location, but it's close by, so I'll show you where I'm thinking for it. So here is my idea for where we got to put the Corvette. As you'll notice, I got the Duramax sitting there. We got a screen porch on this side that we use for just outside grilling different stuff. I'd love to have both sides be a garage at some point, but I'd have to pour concrete and stuff out here, and it just, a little bit more expense. But I could enclose this side pretty easily, move the Duramax out, put it into another bay, because I do have some other, there's another garage on the other side of the house. But it's up a big dirt driveway over there, so not ideal for a low Corvette. So the truck could go up on that side, and then we could put the Corvette in here, and I do have it's a nice flat driveway the whole way up in. And this, obviously, we got like the shell of it, so really it's just a garage door, put some windows in along that side, and enclosed between the screen porch, and just a little bit of framing, and she's done. Now we could heat it and different things like that down the road. My dad did have some cool garage ornaments, like he got the gas pump that you've seen in the garage. Not that we would necessarily move everything over here, but some cool stuff, some cool Corvette memorabilia, and we could kind of turn this into a garage just for the Corvette. Put a nice floor down, put up all the Corvette flags and memorabilia and everything. I just think that'd be a really kind of a cool thing, and then it could live there with no issues, and we wouldn't have to move it in and out all the time. That would just be its spot. So that is my plan to do. Now, this one would probably happen later than the other 2 buildings, depending on how things go, just because there's only so much time in the day, and I would be doing this one. Now, no matter what we do, we're going to film all that stuff, and you'll be up to date on it, but I wanted to give you at least the beginning of these plans. with that, guys, I really appreciate you watching this video. I'm excited about all these new garage projects and getting some extra space to work on stuff. We will be back to actually doing some car content here before too long. Hopefully in like next video I should have the Blazer out, and yeah, we'll be there. Just today I decided to take it easy because it's pouring down rain and I'm feeling, just like I said, a little under the weather.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better